I take pride in how I prepare each day, whether it's for a practice, for a meeting, for a game, because that is what really is going to ultimately show in a game, right? You don't prepare for a game on game day. It's about what you do before that, and that's what I've really been able to learn from people before me, right? I've been blessed, leaders in front of me, highly NFL, first rounders, NFL teammates. So you can really see how they prepare and what they do each day to make sure that they can be at their best every single day.
When you see your rival win the national championship, does that give you hunger to want to get back there yourself?
Absolutely. It's always, to see that, obviously, it can always light a fire inside. But like I said before, you come to Michigan, beat Ohio State, and we went 8-5 last year. We didn't earn to be in the Big Ten Conference. We didn't the Big Ten championship or the playoff. We didn't earn that at all. And so, as myself, I look back and have to individually reflect, and my team as well. And I think we've done a great job of really just making sure that we have to go back to what we know Michigan is built on, and go back to those basics, building that foundation. And I believe we're in a really good spot right now going to fall camp. I'm excited to see what we do as a team.
Are things more comfortable now with Wink in year two? Like a year ago in January, he probably was learning all your guys' names. Now it's kind of picking up where last
Absolutely,
season.
yeah. It's just like you have the whole year of comfortability. You understand how he sees things, how he wants things played. And so you have that. And now, so what we were building on from last year, now we're building from right here. So it's a whole different point of where we're starting at. And so I'm just really excited to see where our ceiling is as a defense, because I know it's super high.
What about Jimmy Rolder and Cole Sullivan, guys that will be behind you and Jaishawn? They'll probably still play a little bit. Fans are excited about them. What have you seen from those two?
I've seen about Jimmy is the same guy I've seen since I've been there at the University of Michigan. He's someone that just works so hard, very hard, doesn't say much, right? He just goes about his business, and you know exactly who he's going to be on the field every single day. You don't have to worry about him at all. He's very versatile. He plays both positions. He knows both of them, inside and out, and executes them at a high level. And so to have that is so valuable, right? We treat him like a third starter, because he truly is a third starter. And he's done a great job of being not only a reliable person, but also an example for other people to see, young guys, right? Someone that he's stuck through it, right? Because in this day and age, it would have been very easy for him to say, what, I'm very talented, I can go somewhere else and be started. But the decision for him to stay is to get out. It just pays dividends, and it just shows who he truly is as a person. And people, I think he needs more credit than people give him, because who he is as a person is so incredible. And Cole Sullivan, when he first came in as a freshman, the first thing I noticed was his size, his build, and he filled out really quickly. And to see his elite skill making, and just to see his growth from first practice to now, I'm so excited to see what he's going to do this season, going to his second camp. Because for myself, I take it upon myself as a leader of that room. How can I get him to be the quickest possible? Because I'm very thankful that he was able to play, to get snaps in on special teams last year, and then get some reps at linebacker, because we're going to need him at some point this year. It's a long season, right? You don't know what's going to happen, right? We're going to count on him in a big way, and I know he's ready to take on that role because of how he prepares each and every day. And that's something I really appreciate about him. He's just something you would never know. He's soft going to something, just how he works.
What about Jaishawn? What were your first impressions of him? Because you mentioned Cole's size, but Jaishawn's one of the more physically imposing guys.
Yeah, Jaishawn is a freak athlete, right? You can see that just looking at him. You can see how he plays. And the thing I appreciate playing with Jaishawn is he trusts me. He truly does. He trusts me to allow to navigate the defense, and he trusts me to communicate to him. And as we've been able to play together more comfortable, we have grown. Our trust has grown, and our comfortability has grown. And I think it's going to be just awesome to see what we do in year two together. I'm very excited about it.
How much better could he be this year? It seemed like he got more comfortable at the end of last season, and then to springboard now to this year.
The ceiling is so high for him. He knows it. Everybody knows the whole program. And we're just so excited to see what we can do, because when you have someone like that gifted, that size, that ability, all we have to do is put him in position, make plays, and he's going to make that play.
Did the defense feel pressure at all last year to kind of basically pitch a perfect game almost every week, just because there were times when the offense struggled a little bit?
It's not pressure. The thing is about Michigan, there's a standard where we play. There's a foundational principle of how we play defense. And we don't care when or how. When the ball is lined up, we don't care. If the ball is lined up outside the center, we're going to play defense. We're going to play how we play defense. So we don't care how it is, what it is. We have a job to do. So wherever we get the ball at the 30-yard line going in, we have to get a stand, right? And so we don't worry about where the ball's at. We worry about what we got to do this series, what we got to do this play to make sure we execute our jobs.
Not that you doubted that Coach Martindale would be good, but was there a point in time where you were like, all right, this is really working. This is cool.
I don't think there's a time where it's like, oh, this is really working, because the thing about us, and when you have those high-level athletes or high-level players, we all trust our abilities. We know what we can do, right? And so now when you see those things all working together, right, for the success of the defense, you have just a sense of confidence, right? You have a more confidence feeling, understanding that everything is working. What we are being put in the right position, right? And it wasn't like we were not being put in the right position. Like I said before, things just take time, right, to understand how things are, how we want things played, different things, right, different adjustments, and we're all speaking the same language. And that's the main thing. Once we started speaking the same language, it was so simple. Things that might have taken a few more minutes to explain previously are things you say one word and you understand exactly what it means, right? And so now where you now take the time to build, you can build off a point where you ended off from last year, right? And so I'm very excited to see what we do going forward to this season.
From your inside backer spot, when you look across the line of scrimmage, what do you see when you look in Bryce's eyes, or what did you see during practice?
Yeah, look at Bryce. Yeah, he's as good as advertised as he is. He's so mature. You look at him, he commands that offense. You can look, and it's the eyes I look at every single quarterback we have there at University of Michigan, because of the way they prepared, the way they take it upon themselves to be that leader of that offense, right? As a quarterback is, they take that upon themselves and how they command the huddle. There's not a quarterback that plays at Michigan right now. If I look across, I don't think that they command the offense. They all do that, and it's a byproduct of who they are as people. But more important, it's a byproduct of how they put the time in outside the football field and how they prepare.
Derek told a funny story about how some of the guys like to go play basketball, and Bryce was there once, and he was like, "You shouldn't be doing this. You're too valuable for this." I guess, how does that sort of register with you, that in this era a guy can be worth that much money at 17?
It's one of those things where I would have not known college football would get to this point, right, when I first entered college football, right? But here we are. It's a new day and age, right? And it's our job as players to be adaptable to this day and age. But at the same time, we have a job to do. We have to do our job each and every day to make sure we are our best to win a football game.
Well said. Thank you, everyone.